Good morning, students. Today we start with continuing with the biomolecules, and we are starting with topic enzymes. Enzymes are defined as the biocatalysts which catalyze the biochemical reactions in the body of the living organisms. Most of the enzymes they are proteinaceous in nature and are associated with some metals or some compounds for their activity. The metals which are associated for the activity of these enzymes they are called as cofactors, or they are also called as coenzymes. And uh, they are all naturally occurring conjugated proteins. Some enzymes perform the living processes in the body of the living organism. Some of the important enzymes and their reactions are given. Number one, enzyme maltase converts maltose into glucose. Then enzyme lactase converts lactose into glucose and galactose. Enzyme urease converts urea into carbon dioxide and water. Then invertase converts sucrose into glucose and fructose. Amylase converts starch into glucose. So these are some of the biocatalysts which are active in our body. There are trypsin convert protein into alpha amino acids. Nucleases they convert DNA, RNA into nucleotides. DNA polymerase enzyme it converts deoxyribonucleotide triphosphate into DNA. RNA polymerase converts polynucleotide triphosphate into RNA. So these are the few enzymes which catalyze number of biochemical reactions in our body. So enzyme basically they are the biocatalysts, they are the proteinaceous substances associated with some metal ions for their activity. These metal ions they are called as cofactors, or they are also called as coenzymes. Then we have properties of enzyme. Now what are the properties of enzyme? Number one, they have high efficiency. Most of the enzyme they are highly efficient. A very small quantity of enzyme can catalyze large number of reactants into product. Then they have small quantities. They have very high efficiency, and their small quantities are required to carry out the reaction. A large amount of reactant can be changed into product by a small quantity of catalyst. They are stereospecific. A particular enzyme can attack on a particular substrate to change it into product, so they are highly stereospecific in nature. For example, maltase can convert maltose into glucose, but it cannot act on the sucrose. A particular enzyme is active on a particular substrate or particular substance. Then we have optimum pH and temperature. Most of the enzymes they are active at a pH of 7 and temperature of around about 330 Kelvin. So most of the enzymes they are active at a pH of your 7 and temperature of around about 310 to 330 Kelvin. Then we have the fifth property, they control the activity of enzyme, and activity of the enzyme is controlled by the factors, cofactor, metal ions, which are responsible for their activity. Sometimes some substances they substances, they reduce the activity of the enzymes. They are called as enzyme inhibitors, or they are also called as poisons of the enzymes. Then we have discussed the coenzymes. These are some metal ions associated with enzymes for their activity. They are called as coenzyme or cofactor or prosthetic group. तीन नाम है इनके. Prosthetic group भी इनको कहते हैं. Some enzymes are associated with cobalt metal, vitamin B complex, B12 having cobalt metal, and other metals like zinc, magnesium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, molybdenum, sodium. They are associated with number of enzymes. More than 3 million enzymes have been isolated in the living organism. So they are highly important from our life point of view. Then we come to the nucleic acid. What are nucleic acids? They are defined as a colorless amorphous acids. Nucleic acids are defined as the colorless amorphous acids and are found in the nuclei of all the living cells in the form of nucleoproteins. They are biopolymers. उनको biopolymers भी कहा जाता है since they are found in the biological organisms and are called as nucleotides because they consist of refracting structural units. उनमें बहुत सारे repeating structural units होते हैं. So what are nucleic acids? Since they are found in the nucleus of the cell, that's why they are called as nucleic acids. They are colorless amorphous acids. They are of two types, DNA and RNA. They are consist of polynucleotide molecules, many nucleotide units. They are held together to give DNA and RNA. So nucleic acids, they are of two types, DNA. This is deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA. This is ribonucleic acid. Each nucleic acid consists of three parts. Number one is phosphoric acid, H3PO4. Number two is sugar. It is 2-deoxyribose sugar in DNA and ribose sugar in RNA. Third part they have purine bases. They are adenine and guanine. Then we have pyrimidine bases. They are cytosine, thiamine and uracil. So these are three basic units. Then sugar gets united with phosphoric acid. This unit is called as nucleoside. When sugar gets joined with bases, then unit becomes nucleotide. Now this unit, complete unit, is now nucleotide. Combination of three bases, sugar and phosphoric acid unit constitute nucleotide. Combination of sugar and phosphoric acid only, that constitute nucleoside. So this is the basic structure, basic composition of the each nucleic acid. Then we'll discuss what kind of sugar, what kind of nucleic acids, what kind of pyrimidine nitrogenous bases they are present in DNA and RNA, and how they are united, what are the functions of DNA and RNA. First of all, we take what are the sugars present in two nucleic acids. First of all, we draw their structure. Then first of all, we have ribose sugar. That is of RNA. It has furan structure. It has unit CHOH here. Carbon number 2 is having HOH. Again we have HOH. And carbon number 3 have HOH. Carbon number 4 will have CH2OH and H. This is ribose sugar of RNA. Then we have 2-deoxyribose sugar. Sugar is same from carbon number 2. Hydrogen is lost. Oxygen is lost. Sorry. This is 2-deoxyribose sugar. यहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन था कार्बन नंबर 2 पे. यहाँ पे कार्बन नंबर 2 पे ऑक्सीजन is missing. That's why it is 2-deoxyribose sugar. Then we have number 2 nitrogenous bases. They are of two big types. First is adenine. They are called as purine bases. Purine bases, they consist of two rings. इस तरह से एक पेंटागोनल रिंग है, एक आपके पास हेक्सागोनल रिंग है. और इनमें NH2 ग्रुप लगा हुआ है. This is your adenine, and then we have this is guanine, then we have adenine, we have the structure for guanine. All those structures are excluded from your syllabus, but you must know. This is the structure of adenine having nitrogen, 2 nitrogen in the ring, 1 NH2 group, and similarly here we have. So the difference here is it is having OH on nitrogen and this is keto group in the ring, but in the first case guanine it was not there. Then we have pyrimidine bases. They are 3 in number. Number 1 cytosine. Cytosine का structure जो है it has hexagonal ring. Having NH2 group and ketonic group in the ring. This is called as cytosine, having 2 nitrogen in the ring. This is pyrimidine base. Then we have the thiamine. Thiamine में हमारे पास जो ग्रुप है कीटोनिक ग्रुप ऑन द टॉप. उसके बाद आपके पास CH3 ग्रुप है मिथाइल in the ring at position number 2. Then we have NH linkage. This is double bond. NH linkage at the para position, ketonic group, and again NH. This is our thiamine. Then we have the uracil. This sugar is present in the RNA. So this is basic skeleton of uracil. Double bond is present here. It has NH and two ketonic group in the ring. So these are the structures of pyrimidine bases. That is the structure of sugar. Then we have third unit, phosphate or phosphoric unit. That is like this. This hydrogen will undergo condensation and this group will become PO. Then we have the structure of DNA molecule. How the structure of DNA it was discovered. DNA molecule has double helical structure. It has beta helical structure. Two chains they are united together through hydrogen bond. It has beta helix structure. The structure was discovered by Watson and Crick. That's why this model is also called as Watson-Crick model. And primary structure of DNA molecule includes, it tells us about the sequence in which four nitrogenous bases they are attached on the polynucleotide chain. So basic structure is like this. This is one polynucleotide chain, this is another polynucleotide chain. These polynucleotide chain they are formed together by the combination of sugar with phosphate unit, sugar with phosphate unit, sugar. And it will go on. Sugar will associate with another sugar through A and T, adenine, thymine, G and C, guanine and cytosine. They have three hydrogen bonds, they have two hydrogen bonds among themselves. Then T and A, then we have G and C, C and G. Then we have, in similar manner we are proceeding. So this is the basic structure of the DNA molecule, where two polynucleotide chains they are coiled around each other, assuming a globular or spheroidal structure. So primary structure it tells us about the sequence in which the four nitrogenous bases they are attached in the sugar phosphate unit of the nucleotide chain. Now secondary structure it tells us about the pairing and number of hydrogen bond formed between purine and pyrimidine bases. कैसे pairing होती है और कितने hydrogen bond बनते हैं purine और pyrimidine bases में. Adenine is joined to thymine through two hydrogen bonds. They are having two hydrogen bonds. Guanine is bound to cytosine by three hydrogen bond and it goes on. So this is about the secondary structure. Then we have the biological importance of the DNA molecule. What is biological importance? First is DNA replication. It is the phenomenon by which a mother DNA or parent DNA produces two identical copies of daughter DNA from it, and for this purpose each strand, ये जो strand है they open up. Each strand of the DNA polynucleotide chain opens up and binds some protein with it, and then sequence of these genes, these sequence of nitrogenous bases as was present in the parent DNA molecule is developed on those bound protein, and later on that protein develops into the daughter DNA molecule. So what is DNA replication? It is the process by which a single DNA molecule produces two identical copies of itself during cell division. For this purpose, each strand of the DNA molecule that serve as a template and opens up or pattern for synthesis of two new strands. Because of the base pairing specificity, the sequence of new strand is just complementary of the original DNA molecule. Replication results in the production of two daughter DNA molecule during the cell division, and they are transferred to the new cells which are produced as a result of cell division. So this is DNA replication. ये replication chain पहले खुल जाएंगी and they will bind protein and will develop a new molecule of DNA. इसी तरह से ये चेन खुलेगी और इनका बेस सीक्वेंस जो है वो अपने पेरेंट चेन के अनुरूप ही होगा। मान लीजिए इस पेरेंट चेन में ए आया अगर पहली चेन से, तो इसका ए जो है फिर टी के साथ दूसरी चेन में टी लगेगा, उसके साथ जुड़ जाएगा। अगर मान लीजिए यहाँ पर जी आया तो इसके साथ फिर इस चेन का सी लगेगा। तो ये सीक्वेंस बिल्कुल पेरेंट डीएनए की तरह होता है। दैट्स व्हाई दे प्रोड्यूस कंप्लीमेंट्री कॉपीज ऑफ द डीएनए ड्यूरिंग प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस। देन वी हैव the protein synthesis, that is second application of the DNA molecule synthesizes protein with the help of RNA molecules. RNA तीन प्रकार के होते हैं सेल के अंदर, that is transfer RNA, messenger RNA and ribosomal RNA. So how this protein synthesis takes place in the cell? It takes place through two steps. Number one, transcription of mRNA, the process of different synthesis of different types of RNA. तो ट्रांसक्रिप्शन क्या है? अगर प्रोटीन बनवाना है डीएनए ने तो पहला स्टेप इसके लिए होगा ट्रांसक्रिप्शन of RNA. So this is the process where which DNA molecule directs the cells to synthesize different types of RNA molecules. This is called as transcription. Then we have translation. DNA serve as instructional manual for all the protein synthesis in the cell. A sequence of three bases. डीएनए चेन पे तीन बेसिस का सीक्वेंस, जैसे इसमें मान लीजिए ए, जी और टी, ये तीन मिलके एक जीन का निर्माण करते हैं. दे आर कॉन्स्टिट्यूटिंग ए जीन और कोडोन. दे कोड फॉर ए पर्टिकुलर अमीनो एसिड. तो इस तरह से एक पर्टिकुलर अमीनो एसिड के लिए तीन बेसिस जो है वो कोड करते हैं, और इस तरह से एक डीएनए मॉलिक्यूल जो है एमआरएनए की सहायता से, टीआरएनए की सहायता से एक प्रोटीन बनवाएगा आरआरएनए की सहायता से. अब इनके फंक्शन क्या है? एमआरएनए इट इज द मैसेंजर. आरएनए कैरीज मैसेज फ्रॉम डीएनए. to a cell for protein synthesis. ये मैसेज लेकर जाता है किसी एक पर्टिकुलर सेल के लिए प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस के लिए. टीआरएनए ट्रांसफर्स प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस के लिए जो अमीनो एसिड चाहिए वो ये ट्रांसफर करेगा अल्फा अमीनो एसिड फॉर प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस. आरएनए लोकेट सेल फॉर प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस. ये सेल को लोकेट करता है भी कौन सी सेल इस वक्त फ्री है, प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस में हेल्प कर सकती है. तो तीन आरएनए है ये. अब जो आपके पास डीएनए स्टैंड है, ये डीएनए चेन है. सीक्वेंस ऑफ सी जी टी, जी सी टी, और इसी तरह से ए टी सी जी एंड टी ए. ये तीन, ये जीन 1 है, जीन 2 है, जीन 3 है. ये एक अमीनो एसिड को जन्म देगा, ये दूसरे अमीनो एसिड को जन्म देगा, ये तीसरे को देगा. व्हेन दे आर जॉइंड टुगेदर दे विल गिव द प्रोटीन. तो इस तरह से प्रोटीन का सिंथेसिस डीएनए करवाता है सेल के अंदर विद द हेल्प ऑफ 3 टाइप्स ऑफ आरएनए व्हिच आर प्रोड्यूस्ड ड्यूरिंग ट्रांसक्रिप्शन रिएक्शन. Now what are the differences between DNA and RNA? This is very important question. So many times it is asked in the examination. What is the difference between DNA and RNA? So our DNA has double helical strand. इसमें 2 स्ट्रैंड्स हैं, आपने देख लिया. और इसमें सिंगल हेलिकल स्ट्रैंड है। अब देखिए ये आरएनए है, इसमें शुगर के साथ ए और यू का कॉम्बिनेशन होगा। थायमिन इज मिसिंग हियर, देन वी हैव फास्फोरिक एसिड, देन वी हैव जी एंड सी कॉम्बिनेशन। सो सेकंड पॉइंट यही है, थायमिन इज प्रेजेंट। नो थायमिन, इसमें थायमिन नहीं होता, बट यूरासिल इज प्रेजेंट। तो डीएनए मॉलिक्यूल है डबल हेलिक्स स्ट्रैंड, दैट है सिंगल हेलिक्स स्ट्रैंड। फिर शुगर इसमें देखी जाए 2-deoxyribose, it contains ribose sugar। So this is third point of difference, it is found in the nucleus of the cell, in nucleus में मिलता है। It is found in the cytoplasm of the cell, it is found in the cytoplasm of the cell। Then cytosine here joins to the guanine here through 3 hydrogen bond, it is okay here also, but here adenine joins to thymine through 2 hydrogen bond, here adenine joins through 2 hydrogen bond to uracil। So this is all about the nucleic acid, then we'll come to the other topics, they are your vitamins and hormones in the next lecture।